We're going to jump the queue here, maybe because our president's got to go to China tonight. One place I wouldn't like to be going tonight would be China, but Bronny goes to all those places and somehow enjoys it. Yeah, before we get up to the reserves for Heinzie, we've got a small, well, not a small presentation, a presentation to be made to young Glancy, number 2, who's retired for a number of reasons. One that, not that he's necessarily getting old, but injuries-wise, and Bronny will tell us all about that because of the resume that we've got with respect of Craig's retirement. Here he comes on his way to China. It's a slow boat, but it's going to be a quick trip home, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, look, I just saw Craig a bit earlier and I said I had to get going. I think Colin's been waiting downstairs for about 20 minutes or so, but yeah, the old heart and the passion for East Perth and really Craig, I couldn't do it. Craig said he was getting a bit teary earlier. I think I'm a bit the same, mate, but probably a guy that's been at the club, you know, as a 17-year-old, and he comes right through the Colts. Has achieved an enormous amount of respect in this football club. Player, head over the ball. Probably the reason, I guess, that he's had the injuries that he has over time. Played his first game of footy in 19, jeez, it's going good. 21st of April 2001. I have teared up a bit there, mate, so you can't walk for me. I don't want to be an emotionalist, so that's okay. You know, he's just one of those players, I guess, over time that's typified East Perth. Come from the country zone. His father has been sensational. Coming up, I don't think you missed the game. You know, I think it's one of those areas. We had a little bit of trouble in the club, going right back maybe towards early 2000s, and Craig wasn't getting a game, and he still hung in there. You know, he was just one of those kids that we want, and the type of player, quite honestly, we want around the club for the future of this club today. No, not getting every game, playing reserves. And there was a meeting held at this football club, and Rod Wheatley, fantastic player for this football club, and he's in the meeting, and you know, Rod said, you know guys, I played over 50 games of reserve footy before I played in the 3 premiership finals. And Rod typified that, because Rod was also from the same region that Glancy was, and I think he's a very big mentor in those days for him. I think the highlight, I guess, of Craig's career has got to be a premiership medallion. Young guy, 2002. We had a year that I believe absolutely was an East Perth year. We look at the Triple P, we look at things in, I guess, in East Perth's history, and I can say we were aligned with the Eagles. We were aligned with the Eagles in 2000, 2001. And you know, those sort of days are there, but we really did have a strong, strong club. And 2002 was just sensational. In 2008, he was the league's first and best runner-up. And I think that probably was a big disappointment that year, but that's the type of guy. He's always been in that top 3, 4, 5, all the way through. Colts premiership player, league premiership player. And I've got to say to you guys sitting around this room tonight, if you finished your career with those sort of statistics, you'd be very, very happy. I have got a big resume here, and Tony's got glasses, he's going to read it after me, because I don't have my glasses. But I will leave my side of things to say this is one hell of a guy. Gave a hell of a lot to the football club. Talking to him earlier, he has spent most of his life around the footy club, 10 years or more. We're going to look into that side of the cycle of life membership. Erin has been a huge part as well of the footy club, his lovely wife, and prior to that, partner, and I think she's probably seen a lot of those games, or most of those games, over those 10 years that Glancy has played. And I just think, mate, you've just been the absolute epitome of East Perth. Injury has stolen you from the game, but look, from our point of view as a club, love you. And East Perth forever, mate.
I'm not going to attempt to read the resume. I think that what we'll do is that we'll look at this a little further down the track. I guess there's not a great deal more that I can add than what Bronny already has touched on. But I think the great thing about Plucka is the legacy that he leaves behind him, and there isn't any doubt of when you look back on our season this year and some of the events that have occurred throughout the course of the year, and in my time back at the footy club, and you know, I always fondly recall and go back and I say to the young players, and as we saw with our side today, we had a number of young players out there that the one thing about Plucka and Wolfie, and it's great to see them stand together up the back there tonight, that going back way back to, you know, the early 2000s, that constantly knocking on the door, constantly asking me why or when they were going to get the opportunity, and you look at them now and it's probably similar to, at the risk of mentioning players, and young Paney, who's been at the club for 3 years in my time back here, and I liken him to being in that similar position, and Freddie Clutterbuck and so on, that to see the advancements they're making. And I think that's the great legacy that Plucka leaves behind him, is a pathway and an experience that you guys should really look to, adhere to, and really respect about the way they went about their footy. There isn't any doubt, the major thing that sticks in my mind constantly about Craig Glancy is his courage. Just constantly tested week in, week out, and particularly trying to get himself up to play footy. And look, I'll be honest with you, I walked up here tonight with David Hines and I said, I'm not sure whether I really should do this because I reckon he's going to play again. And I still got that funny feeling, and I know I'm not quite sure of the statistics, but I say this is that apparently that he only needs another year for 10 years service or to become a life member, or one game. I reckon we're going to get that out of your Pluck. But if we don't, I reckon man, I'm going to probably I go back and you know, I remember in my first year back here in 2000 when he ruptured a spleen or ruptured a kidney, I think it was, from memory, and I remember going up after our last scratch match of that particular season, what a devastating blow it was, not only for our footy team but for our footy club. And typical Glancy is that he fought his way back again, and then I remember, I think it was last year when just the courage he displayed when he ran back on a pack when Quinton Lynch had been dropped for the first time for 100 years and come thundering down the ground and ran into him and broke his jaw, and then, you know, just to have the disappointment this year of tearing his hamstring off the bone. But again, it shows the great character of the bloke. He didn't walk away. He hasn't walked away from this footy club like a number of other players have. He's here, he's coaching, he's educating, he's given something back. And that's the quality of people we want in this footy club. I reckon we started a new era with that today, with people like him directing us in that, taking us in that direction. And it's great credit to you, Plucka. And I sincerely hope that one way or the other, whether it's a player or in a coaching role, that you're always welcome at this footy club, and sincerely, while I'm here, I hope that you continue on with that, and I know we are going to be far more the richer for it.
Thanks, Tony. And the number 2 jumper, which was the Rod Wheatley number you always wanted, we'd like to present that to you tonight, due to just the shortness of this announcement, I suppose, in some ways. We will have this obviously signed by the players and all your mates. We'd like you to accept it, and we will have it duly put in a frame. But mate, I jerked up and teared up, I suppose, if that's what you say, whatever it is. But mate, it's your turn now, and mate, you're a good mate, and someone that is sensible.
Hopefully I do a bit of a better speech than I did training the other night. Choked up a bit, sorry about that, boys. I don't know, I tore the hammy again a couple of weeks ago, and probably had to be a bit honest with myself and realise where my body was at, and had to make a bit of a hard decision. Had to go to the lovely wife and tell her I think I was done, and I think she was the one that said, "No, I don't think you should be done." And I was like, "Is that strange? Because the last 10 years you've been telling me what the hell are you playing waffle for?" But I've been down here for about 12 years now, and
Take a deep breath, mate.
Bring you on, come and talk. It's been my life pretty much for 12 years, and I don't know, anyone, all you young guys that get to pull the jumper on, just realise how much it means to people, especially all these people here that don't actually get a chance to pull that jumper on. But I've got a man up here, sorry about that. But I've got to thank the old man. He's been through a lot this year, and I suppose he just wanted to see me play a game of footy this year. I'm sorry about that, I couldn't, but I've got one thing to do. Is there's a guy, young bloke out there, he's from down south. Reminds me a bit of myself. He likes to piss a bit. He's a hard worker, and when you see this young bloke playing 100 games for this club, I want to pass my number on him, and it's Stephen Payne. I want to thank Bob. Started with your Bob. He's a hard man, and I was shit scared of you back in those days. But over the past few years, I had a lot better relationship with you, and and you younger guys, you just got to realise how this man coaches, because he's the best coach going around, and once you realise he's trying to get the best out of you, and you actually get on his path, you're going to be a lot better side for it. To Wolfie, I've been with you since the start, mate. It's been a long trek. Played in the Premiership back in 2000. Played a lot of footy with you, mate, and Swanee and Sealy, Hangers, all you boys. Much appreciated. Let's have a few good beers tonight, boys, and have a good year. Thanks, man.
I remember some time ago that when when Glancy came to the football club, there was a mob over there, used to have a big sign, Fancy Glancy, and it was quite a, when it was spoken tonight, I just remember some of the funny side of it too, but for my part, Glancy, it's been a great journey for you, and with the footy club, and coming from our country zone in Bridgetown, the blokes, as Bronny said, with regard to weeders and all that, it just sort of reconciles to a good story to be told, and hopefully the story's not finished yet one way or the other, and good luck to you, pal, and well done. Okay.